What up, what up, what up? What is up, y'all? Happy
I.O.W.
Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Hope everybody's having a fantastic start of their work week. I already know we're tired already, and it's only Monday.
Right.
Anyway, it's your boy Walker.
We's tired, boss.
We's tired, boss. It's your boy Walker in the building. To my left is the man, Detroit Mel.
What I do?
The man with the Grandmaster playing for the I.O.W. Network.
That be I says me says him.
We are here again. I.O.W. Sports episode 92. We in the
Yeah.
building. 92, 9 deuce. Holla at y'all boys. We going back like a Corolla in 92. Honda cold. Let's get our preliminary stuff out the way before we start cutting up, acting a fool. Y'all going over to the website, www.ioftenwonder19.com. That is the website. You get all the information you need to find out every last social media platform we associated with. Facebook's acting a fool. I'm pretty sure everybody's Facebook acting all strange today, but appreciate everybody tuning in to our YouTube page and our we on our Twitch. We on our Twitch page.
Twitching.
Yeah. So yeah, we twitching and we YouTubing today. No book of the face.
Right.
Zuck and piss somebody off. But no, those are just few of the platforms that we on. There's many more. All the information is on the website. If you're feeling real charitable and you want to help Detroit Mel and myself offset some of these expenses on what it takes to build a media conglomerate, go ahead, drop something off in that old little Patreon page.
Right.
There's another Patreon for the I.O.W. Network app as well. The link to get some merch is on there. As you can see, both me and Mel rocking the I.O.W. bird. Oh! We rocking the bird today. Of course,
the vulture up in this piece.
Our other podcast, After One podcast merch is on there. And of course, go cop some J. Edward collection. Shirts is mad comfortable. I'm telling you. Comfortable. Oh, I love them shirts. Like, I be having a hard time taking them shirts off. Because I'd be like, sometimes I just go ahead and wear them the next day at work. For real, because they just be mad comfortable. I'd be like, yeah.
Like to wear this right here.
Yeah, they be feeling very good. Yeah. But no, the merch is on there. And most importantly, go to your respective app store. So Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. The I.O.W. Network app is available in both stores. So go cop the app. It's free. It's free.
It be free.
And you get a lot of content on there. A lot of podcasts, various podcasts. And of course, since we are definitely music lovers, there's a lot of great music from independent as well as mainstream artists on there as well. Now that we got that out the way, let's get down to the nitty gritty of what we came here to do, because we is a sports show. Before we get too deep off into football, of course, we got some football talk. Week 4 happened Sunday. Jags and Bengals on Thursday, and then of course we'll preview Chargers and Raiders for tonight of Monday Night Football. Anyway. Before we get too deep into the highlights of week 4, of course, you had Brady versus Belichick and Buccaneers and Patriots. You had that bounce back for Washington football team, as well as the Chiefs getting a victory. Some very strange games. NFL's been mad strange this year. I don't know. It's like you when you think you know something, it didn't change it. So we'll get into the week 4 kind of review later on in the show. And of course, we'll probably talk a little college football over the weekend. You had a couple of upsets, a couple of dominating performances. So we'll definitely get into that. But I wanted to kick today's show off with a little bit of baseball. It's all over. 162 games in the books. The regular season is over. It's over. It's over now. Regular season is over. Of course, the standings as it is pertaining to the playoff seeding in the AL, you got the number 1 seeded Tampa Bay Rays, the 2 seed Houston Astros, and then the 3 seed Chicago White Sox. And then, of course, when's the wild card? Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you got the Yankees of New York taking on the Boston Red Sox. I think that's dope that you're getting like such a historic rivalry
Right.
with so much at stake.
Especially since I hate the Red Sox.
Yankees and Red Sox, their rivalry is very well documented, very historic, and you get them in a wild card. It takes that rivalry to another level because it's a one game must win situation, and pressure makes pipes
And babies.
Pressure may burst pipes or it make diamonds. So
Right.
we'll see if the big names can show up and show out in that wild card game. And then, of course, on the National League side, you got the one seeded San Francisco Giants waiting for the winner of the wild card of the NL League, which will be Wednesday. You have the Cardinals and the Dodgers. It's crazy to think that the Dodgers got 100 plus wins in the wild card. And then you got the 2-seeded Milwaukee Brewers taking on the 3-seeded Atlanta Braves. Oh, man, this is the time of the year as a sports fan where I love it. Of course, you mid swing of college football and NFL football. Playoffs for the baseball start kicking off. Hockey's kicking off in another week.
That's right.
Regular season.
About that.
National Basketball Association just started their preseason, so they'll be kicking off into regular season right after hockey. I mean, everything is like kicking into full gear right now, sports wise. Everything, and I love it as a sports fan, is because there's so much at one time, so many headlines, and of course, do what we do. Making a podcast, it gives us a lot of great content to talk about. It's a sports show,
right?
It really does. But let's go ahead and drop some predictions, man. Who do you see representing each league, and who eventually is holding the World Series trophy?
The Yankees and Red Sox hard to pick because the way both of them are playing so up and down this year. Yankees bats do what they normally do. They better beat the Red Sox. I think the White Sox gonna beat Houston. But I think it's gonna be a close series. I think it might go all. I think it'll be a close series between White Sox. White Sox.
White Sox.
Yeah.
You hungry, bro?
I just got to eating, really. Trying to hurry up and stuff that down for y'all on the show so I won't be on this mud smacking. I think the White Sox will beat Houston. I see Tampa Bay representing the American League.
Tampa Bay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad choice. You get.
Yeah, they've been high. It's like they've been unstoppable almost.
Man,
but where's the Padres?
Man, that was actually going to be one of my questions when we got to this topic of baseball. Is like, if there's a team that is so pretty much, I think, is disappointing, it would definitely be the Padres. They make all those moves, all those transactions in the offseason, and they don't even make it to the dance.
Right.
I mean, literally, I get
they
that.
Outside looking in, they window shopping.
I get that the San Francisco has 107 wins, which is crazy, and then Dodgers got 106. So you were definitely had your work cut out with two teams getting 100 plus wins
right
in your division, but they didn't even get 80. They got 79 wins and 83 losses. So they didn't even crack 500. I think that's what's so disappointing. It was because you look at that roster and you're like, how? Right. There's a reason behind this. Like, I don't know what the story is. Of course, you saw down the stretch, frustration between Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis.
Right.
So I don't know if that plays into it. Maybe to me at that point, when you got the talent on your roster and it doesn't necessarily come to fruition, or especially with baseball, hitters, you make sure you hit. On defense, you make sure you minimize your errors and you get your putouts. And then pitching, you make sure you don't give up a million runs every time you,
Right.
you have an appearance. And so even though it's a team game, it's still, you know, individually based.
Yes.
And so when I guess when you just have so much talent and it doesn't come together, and my thinking is there's a cultural issue. Is it coaching or is it just the locker room? Is it the culture in the locker room? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
to me, it goes beyond the diamond on why, you got on paper, you look phenomenal and you can't even get 80 wins.
Right. Oh shoot. You still looking up to the Dodgers. When this supposed to be a year where y'all at least, if you at the very least, shorten the gap.
Yeah.
You know, y'all still looking up. So I think the Padres got to be the biggest disappointment. But you know who's a big disappointment, even though they are in the playoffs. I think the Dodgers are.
Really?
And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Before the season, the Dodgers supposed to be running away with everything the way they predicted. You know, and the Dodgers, they supposed to have been going to the World Series running back to back to pretty much the way everybody's predicting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean it's only like one game that separate them in San Francisco, but San Francisco looks strong. I mean the Dodgers look semi-strong, you know what I'm saying, compared to what San Francisco looked like, and that was supposed to be the Dodgers. The Dodgers supposed to have been where San Francisco looks like now.
That's
I mean, they quietly won those games. You know what I'm saying?
that's quite 106 wins.
I'm just saying, but think about how the
Yeah.
hype was.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about a team in LA and the hype that comes with
Right.
being in LA.
Right. You heard more about the Giants than you did about the Dodgers.
Well, because I think it was because when you look at the Giants, you're like, how the hell are they winning all these games?
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point, and we've even alluded to on this show, like at some point, like it's gonna, slow down.
Right.
Eventually, it's gonna, this is, the fluke is gonna show up, and
Right.
and for what you expected of the Giants, because everybody was coming in talking about Dodgers, Padres,
Right.
and next thing you know, All-Star break. Giants were running away with it. and to Dodgers credit, they made the certain transactions, get Trey Turner, get Max Scherzer, and next thing you know, they're taking
Trevor
off.
Bauer. Oh.
no, Trevor Bauer will not be playing in the playoffs. Matter of fact, it's been a hot minute since he's even shown face. He has some real legal things to handle. Far more important.
Some off diamond issues.
Some off diamond issues that are far more important than playing ball right now. So he got some damage control to do.
Damn, ball was got him in trouble.
But I mean, I think the Giants probably was just an anomaly, and nobody really saw it coming. And then, like I said, you're waiting for it to, the good luck charm to wear off, and then the skills and the athleticism and the talent of certain teams would eventually rise and fade the Giants, and it never happened. So I mean, this year with certain teams like I didn't expect Tampa Bay to really kind of magically repeat.
Right.
And especially you lose Blake Snell to the Padres, that's a big piece in your pitching rotation. So I didn't expect, the Tampa Bay Rays, and they managed to go ahead and take I think in my opinion probably one of the hardest, it pound for pound probably the hardest, toughest division. You got three teams in the playoffs,
right,
out the American East. So you can't say that division is slouching. Tampa Bay just missed, making it to the dance. I mean, they all four couldn't make it, but here they are. So I mean, but here's my biggest thing: the MVP talk. Now I guess Shohei Ohtani is the big name, and more than likely he'll probably win it.
Probably.
Just because of what he did on the batting side, and of course having a good ERA as a pitcher. and of course he's one of one. Ain't nobody going two ways like that
Right.
in a long time. It's been a hot minute,
Hot.
and so but here's my thing. He's on the with the Angels, and they can't even get close to the playoffs. All those years Mike Trout was winning MVP, but it was still on a losing team. Like even go back to when A-Rod was in Texas. That team was terrible.
Horrible.
But he put up great numbers.
And he went to the Yankees.
And yeah, but he got MVP on a horrible team. Then you got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. should get some MVP votes. I think Salvador Perez from Kansas City should get some MVP votes. But all of them are on teams that didn't make the playoffs. Of course, Salvador Perez and Shohei Ohtani on two teams that probably didn't even crack 500. And so my thing is with baseball is how do you really value your MVP winner? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, if you look at some players like you said, Tatis, shoot, everybody on San Francisco, they play like a complete unit. In some ways, my name, Stanton, for the Yankees.
Giancarlo.
Yeah, Giancarlo. But leading probably still gonna be Shohei Ohtani. It just he gives you he checks all the boxes. What I mean by that, he checks the box that okay, he's a good face for baseball. He checks the boxes as he's a two-way player. He checks the boxes that this make baseball look good because they have a Asian player, restoring diversity. So he's checking the diversity box. So I think Shohei Ohtani checks all the boxes, and his numbers back him up. It's not like you saying all that.
He's a scrub,
and he's a scrub.
Yeah, and I get that, but my issue is that for most sports, so MVP, basketball, football, Heisman, and college football, you're more than likely your person that's going to win that trophy is on a winning team.
Correct.
And it kind of it rubs me a wrong way when I get Trout was the best player.
Okay.
But the team is not getting overall success. So how valuable are you to that franchise if you can't get the actual team success?
How much worse would they be without Mike?
Of course, they be worse.
How much worse they be without Shohei Ohtani?
They be worse.
I mean, so I mean, I guess it speaks more to what we talk about with the Boise State, thing. It's like, well, you can say, well, Boise don't play anybody, or now more recently, Coastal Carolina, they don't play anybody, so they're undefeated, but they don't play anybody. So I think kind of the same principle is like, how should you still count them out? How you allow one lost teams jump them in the standings? If you base it on that, you got two lost teams almost close to them, or dang near one or two spots over. And so going back to baseball, it's the same kind of concept. I mean, you got Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout in his times when he was winning it. They still are, first of all, in the top 5 players in baseball, easily. Easily. So they fit that. But then I know what you're saying.
Okay.
But Shohei Ohtani, well, let me say it like this: Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout are pieces, but Angels need more pieces than that.
Yes.
And so they problems extend more than that person. So if you look at, say you give it to Tatis, right? Let's use them as an example. The Padres' issues is not really players; it may be, like you said, culture. And so if you give it to Tatis, he still could be the most valuable player because when he was out, Dodgers was losing.
Yeah.
You know,
Padres were a different team.
I mean, thank you. I said,
Yeah.
Padres are a different team. Yeah, Padres are a different team. So I guess if you look at it from that standpoint, if Shohei Ohtani's out, the Angels are a different team.
True. And I guess my question is does it not rub you a wrong way a little bit that come on? I mean, the Angels are literally second to dead last in the AL West, 77 wins, 85 losses.
But every time you turn on SportsCenter, you seeing him,
and I get that.
So I bring value to the team.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I guess I never looked at it that way.
You know, so it's like I don't know, man. It's to me, this is one of those things that's hard because if you go with a player on the Yankees, you go for a player on Tampa Bay, but pick one of those players. If you take one of those players off because those teams are a well-rounded team, they still win it.
They still might win, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's fair.
They still,
and that's a fair argument,
right?
It's just something about that. I get how valuable you are in certain aspects, but at the end of the day, if we're not winning, to me it skews your value. It just does because I get what you're saying. Ohtani's not on there. Maybe they're not a 77 win team. Maybe they are 56.
Right.
Maybe a 60 win
maybe
team.
The Royals or the Tigers.
No. Worse. No. You gotta go. Nah, this team's worse than that.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Orioles.
I mean, look.
You know what? Speaking of that,
the Arizona got 52 wins.
Orioles been playing
and
spoiler.
So do the Orioles.
The Orioles been playing spoiler
in the last few weeks. What the hell?
I mean, the whole season.
What the hell do they got to play for?
The whole season. You think about they were losing all these
last
games.
Few weeks.
And then as soon as somebody
all they
do is win 2 games, they playing the Orioles. That should be Orioles sweeping them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff,
hey, because at that point they were like, man, we ain't gonna keep being the butt nobody's jokes, dog.
They lost 19 straight, bro.
52 wins and 110 losses. Them and Arizona. That's terrible.
That's horrible, man.
That is absolutely terrible.
But going back, yeah, it is. But going back to your point, I guess my bigger point, or for lack thereof, an argument would be, you take any one of those players that you might put in contention for the MVP, and you take them off their team. How's that team looking?
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah. A lot of those teams you take Patrick Mahomes off the Chiefs.
Man, don't. I don't even.
You take him off the Chiefs, but you put a comparable
quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's
Alex Smith.
You put Alex Smith in there. They still winning games.
They were still winning double-digit wins.
So do you say he's the MVP?
I get what you're saying,
in
that aspect, because you talking about such a great, well-rounded team,
right?
And
you still got weapons. Now that's not taking nothing from those players. Those players are still great. Mahomes is still Mahomes. You're not taking up from them, but at the same time, if your backup is just competent, they can still. We're not we're not talking about having a backup that's just sorry.
Trash.
We ain't talking about Mason Rudolph. You know what I'm saying? But you got a Alex Smith as your backup, something like that.
That's fair.
You still winning games. Are you winning as much? Maybe not.
Probably not.
But you still winning. If Mahomes got to go off 3 or 4 games, I'm confident that an Alex Smith type quarterback can get you 2 or 3 out of those games.
True.
That's
right.
Versus you take Ohtani or Mike Trout off the Angels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You the Orioles. You know what I'm saying? Or the Diamondbacks. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, tickets get so low, you can go in the dugout and call
it. They be like,
make a couple of signs for $75,
like, for a hot dog and a can of pork and beans. You can watch them play. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean that's a fair assessment. But I mean, honestly, I do love the Braves. They managed to still make it to the playoffs after losing to Acuna Jr. Right. But unfortunately, when you got 2 100+ win teams in that conference,
They look like the favorites.
Yeah, and that's a wild card. The Dodgers, unfortunately, the Dodgers will have to meet the Giants if they beat St. Louis. So, I mean, honestly,
it'd be nice to have the Giants and the Dodgers play for the conference. I think that
for the National League pennant.
I think that's how it should be set up. I mean, you got to go with the rules already in place, but
yeah,
I think them have to play the Giants. Say the Giants lose, I kind of like don't want to see it no more. It's like I want to see the Giants and the Dodgers.
So let me ask you this: should they not? Should they go by instead get rid of the division winners and just go the top 5 records in each conference?
I like that better.
Because I mean, you got not saying that it would happen that way, but you got 100-win Tampa Bay. They would definitely be in the American League, but you got Boston, New York, both at 92. Chicago White Sox 93, and then Houston at 95. So I mean, Toronto at 91 wins would still miss out. Same with Seattle at 90 wins would still miss out. But you know, of course, that's how it played out now. But you just cut that out and just go top 5. Like I think that would be and then do your seeding that way.
Right. I think like if you got 107 and 106 wins, you should be waiting to play.
True. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? You put a lot of work that season. You should be waiting to play. And I mean, it just seems to me like a better series or a better playoff series, rather, if you have the Dodgers and the Giants meet to play for the World Series. It just better that way. I mean, you know, we can't really 100% say that they may win because the Dodgers may lose
to
St. Louis.
So it's a play-in game,
right?
You never know.
So you never know.
They can definitely lose. But I'm just saying, as in, and to your point, you know, I got 106 wins. Like I'm a wild card,
right?
Come on,
how you do me.
I got the
second. I've been around here for a while.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got the second most wins throughout the whole Major League Baseball.
Right.
I'm a wild card. Yeah. So and in that aspect, I would probably, you know, not saying that baseball should do it, but at least kick the can, you know.
Right. At least kick the idea around.
Yeah, kick it around. I probably even like that idea for majority sports. Like and I get that, and then maybe use your division wins as a tiebreaker or something like that.
Right.
But or conference wins or whatever. But wild card kicks off again tomorrow. You got the AL wild card, the big rivalry with the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox, and then on Wednesday you get the Dodgers and Cardinals. So baseball playoffs in full effect. It's definitely October for real. That's when you get down to the nitty gritty in baseball. But let's move on over to some football.
All right.
Week 4, we had some great NFL action. Before we move on, of course, the Mets. Since we're talking baseball, the Mets already kicked out their manager, Luis Rojas. So they're already in manager.
They're ready for the next season.
But they just had to replace their manager position at the last year. The Mets is an organization that is a complete mess. But I just wanted it because that came over the feed, breaking news about 3:12 p.m. On my way over here, so I definitely saw that. But on to some football. Big storylines for sure. Sunday Night Football. You saw the return of Tom Brady.
Right.
And Tampa Bay went up to New England to face Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Tom Brady and them walked out with the victory 19-17 after a missed field goal, the big doink to the left. Nick Folk kicked the field goal and bounced off the upright.
Just a bit outside.
Great
movie, by the way.
Now, I don't know if anybody was really paying attention to that chess match that was going on between Belichick and Brady every time Brady was on the field. It's not like Brady had a phenomenal game. And then that goes to, just him and Belichick been around each other for 20 plus years. You really saw literally, um, I guess this this match of minds.
Mhm.
Of course, we know Belichick is being a master mind on the defensive side, and then of course, just Brady being the ultimate winner, and finding a way to always win. Chucked the ball up 43 times. Didn't get a touchdown, but didn't throw any picks. 269 yards. Uh, Probably not Brady's most accurate night that I've seen. Of course, it was pretty wet and wild out there last night. Definitely rain. Uh, but Tampa Bay managed to get the Patriots out of whack a little bit, especially the Buccaneers had their way on the running game. 30 carries as a team, 119 yards and a touch.
Fournette went around like a beast, boy.
Boy, they
Fournette, man.
yeah, Leonard Fournette was running pretty angry last night.
Like, Lord, he back at LSU.
He looked like it. And and then you go over to the Patriot side, and you said this numerous times, man, about Mac Jones, about certain intangibles.
Mm-hmm.
And, so he goes 31 to 40, so pretty accurate. 275, two TDs, one interception. But man, he was not afraid of that moment.
He wasn't.
I think it's on some of his incompletions in the beginning were a little bit off, a little shaky. But for the most part, he's like, I'm game. I am game for this. And he looked like I don't care if you back Brady. This my shit now.
Right. I got the keys.
I think he had a better passing performance than Brady. Even statistical, but I just eye test.
Right. He looked comfortable.
Yeah.
The blitz came. He stepped to the side, moved up in the pocket, whatever he needed to do to avoid it. He got a couple sacks. He took a couple sacks, but for the most part, he avoided the blitz. He made him stop blitzing. So he can't keep blitzing, my man. You know what I'm saying? He eating us up. I mean, it was a good game. I mean, I'll say this. Still, let's be careful because we're talking about two people who are familiar with each other playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Mac Jones going to look great because he has some of those skill sets. And he going to look even better because they knew how to plan for Brady because they known Brady for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Vice versa with Brady.
Yeah.
So let's not take this and say and crown Mac Jones as the heir apparent right now. I think,
or to say he feeling those shoes
because next game he can drop it in.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's not Belichick was waiting for Brady, put it that way. And wait, he probably circled it. I'm gonna show my man.
Yeah.
And so he was he game planned the mess out of this because I know him. I know his weaknesses because we worked on it in practice.
And it's funny you say that because I think this is probably one of the takes that I or things that I took away from that game. Belichick down the stretch, Mac Jones was playing pretty well, and offense stalls, and it's 4th and 3. It's probably like a 58, 57 seconds left, and he opts to take the field goal. This is probably the first time that Belichick, I know he's been in situations like this before playing Peyton Manning for so many years, but this was the first time that it was the Tom Brady effect that I had to worry about.
Right.
Because, all right, so do I kick the field goal? Hopefully we make it, but did I leave too much time on the clock? And if he did, it literally would have been like 56 plus seconds left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is probably the first time he's like, I thought I would never have to, come down to the Brady effect and have to worry about it because it affects your play calling. So what if he goes for the 4th and 3, knowing of who I have on the other side, who their quarterback is, and what if they don't make it? It was fun to see that really like
Right.
decisions. What do I do? Because this is the first time he literally had to take into account of the Brady effect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So say they make that field goal, you leave 55, 56 seconds left for Brady. We've seen this a million times. Maybe it was in your jersey, but
right.
but we've seen that story a million times. So it was great to see that kind of mental chess match between those two, and those decisions that you got to make as a coach because you realize of who you have on the opposite side of the field,
Right.
and you don't want to give that guy 56,
Anytime.
55 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
That's eternity.
Oh boy, that's it. That's a whole eternity, especially on needing the field goal. Oh, come on.
And you
man.
had timeout.
Two timeouts. All you need is a field goal. 55 seconds. Oh, come on, man.
He
That's
had been like, hold my beer. I'll be back in a minute.
And Mac Jones. This is how I got 6, dog.
Right.
This is how I got 6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was dope to see that. I loved how the elements played a part. But one thing I'm noticing about New England, man, they're getting away from their true fundamentals.
Okay.
They play defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's always one of their fundamentals. But lately, man, just their running game has been kind of shaky. You only run the ball 8 times. It wasn't like a high scoring game that you had to play from behind.
Right.
I was shocked that of all coaches, Belichick didn't make sure that we ran the ball. And I get why he did. Probably not so many carries, but only 8.
Right.
Is Tampa Bay's defense is a good run defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them in the pass. We understand that, but only 8 times. I was a little shocked by that.
I was too.
I was a little shocked by that choice of the Patriots to have such a little rush attempts. Not even 10 as a team. I was a little shocked by that for sure. But overall, a dope game. It was a lot closer than what I thought. I thought it was going to be a complete massacre, and then before the game started, you see all the inactives for Tampa Bay. JPP didn't play, a couple other players didn't play, and of course, I mean, we talked about it numerous times. The secondary has been ravaged with injuries. That's why you don't call Mr. Kick Your Dough,
right?
Richard Sherman.
Kick the dough in, Sherman.
I kick your dough.
Don't leave it, baby, please.
Please, baby, please. But hey, Tom Brady always finds a way to win, man. Even when he's not in great performances solo, but he always comes off as the type of guy that he rather have a mediocre to bad solo performance, but as long as the team wins, I think he's fine with that. And take it over a high stat game and lose, just like they did in Philly in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that loss probably still eats at him. So, dope game. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Brady versus Belichick. Hopefully we get it again. Maybe not this year, because if that's the case, they're in the Super Bowl. So I don't want to see it again this year. Maybe next year,
right,
in a regular season game. Hopefully. We'll see about that. So I seen debates going on over social media, which conference or which division, I should say, which division of the NFL divisions is the toughest. And to me, man, it's that NFC West, man. I can't not put a finger on how that division is going to go. You had 2 division matchups yesterday. San Francisco losing to Seattle. Seattle's been so damn up and down already. They come off 2 losses. Of course, the meltdown against Tennessee and Seattle, and then who they lose to last week? Minnesota, in Minnesota last week, but managed to go to San Francisco against a Hall Fart. San Francisco 49ers get a victory. And to no surprise, Jimmy G got hurt again.
Oh my God. I saw that. I was looking like, here my man go.
Left the game with a calf injury, and I'm just like, it just wasn't matter. It just wasn't if. It was a matter of when. So let me ask you this: if Jimmy G is good to go, is he the starter next week?
No.
Do tell.
Because whatever the injury he has, first of all, if they say he's good to go, they rushed him through. There's no way that he gonna get ready in 1 week for that kind of injury. Two, see what the kid got. So like this whole game, I be seeing what the kid has. There's no way if I gotta make a decision by Monday, so I have some kind of recent sample size to pull from.
I'm not. Jimmy G hasn't been playing terrible this year, and we've already said it a million times. It's not a matter if it's a matter of when.
Right.
I mean, Jimmy G wasn't. And this is the thing about Jimmy. When he's in the lineup, he's good for the Niners. But when he's not, he's oh my gosh, it's a total different team. He's always been hurt. He's literally missed about 50% of this time since he's been in San Francisco. But I don't know. Trey Lance, I get the athletic abilities that he has, that Jimmy G doesn't have. His scramble ability, I get it. And he's not a easy guy to take down. Trey Lance got some decent size to him, but I think he left a few plays on the table that possibly could have swayed that game over in San Francisco. Probably put have won it. They only lose by one possession, 28-21. But maybe you start. I don't know. It's a toss up, really. It really is, because the record speaks for itself when Jimmy G's in starting quarterback for San Francisco. More times than not, they win. I don't know. It has to come down to me. It has to come to practice how Jimmy G is looking, and if Trey is picking up the offense. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That is a tough one, big homie. To come down to a decision, it definitely is going to be to me it'd be a game time decision. If I'm Shanahan, I'm definitely playing the not showing my cards little trick, and then seeing what happens, because they got Arizona next week. They got Arizona next week in Arizona. So Arizona, of course, the lone undefeated team in the NFC. Them boys put on a hell of a show in LA and La La Land. My goodness. I was one of the biggest guys, either in here or in the Man Down podcast. Just giving the Rams all the credit in the world. But the Rams did not have a good game yesterday. Rams did not have a good game at all yesterday. Turnovers killed them. They did not have an answer for Kyler Murray whatsoever. Kyler Murray pretty much was having his way yesterday with the Rams. He was making that defense look real mediocre yesterday. Kyler Murray, 24-32, 268, 2 TDs. Rams were able to get a couple sacks on him, got 3 sacks on him. But overall, as a team, man, Arizona they were running the ball like crazy. Chase Edmonds had 12 carries, 120 yards. James Conner threw in a couple of touchdowns from the goal line. We had an AJ Green spotting. Oh man, AJ Green even showed up and got himself a touchdown. I mean, like I said, I thought it was going to be a close game, but man, the Rams shot themselves in the foot. I mean, when you do that, I mean, I can tell you as a Chiefs fan, when you have two turnovers, you definitely lost time of possession. You know, Arizona had a good game plan. Keep that offense of the Rams on the sideline. Cooper Cup didn't have the game that he's been having all season. That connection with him and Stafford was getting interrupted for sure. I don't understand. You got 13 targets for Cooper Cup. He nearly doubled everybody else's targets. So you got a lot of guys with 6 targets, couple with 3 and 1, but he has 13 and only has 5 receptions. So I'm a little surprised that the Rams did not find a way to balance the pass offense. That was crazy. I thought that was a dope game. The NFC West is definitely hard to judge. I didn't expect that outcome of Arizona and the Rams. Great game though. So that anytime there's an NFC West game on, I'm watching that shit. That shit's gonna be dope. What else we got? Seattle gets a win. Arizona gets a win. I wish the big homie Nick was here with us. Jets, Jets. Jets finally get off the snide. They get a win. They get a win. Jets get a win. Giants get a win. Both in overtime.
I predicted that.
No, you didn't.
I said the Giants was gonna win.
Oh, the Giants?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me check and see.
I said the Giants was gonna win.
Let me check.
Come on, man. Why you trying to play me, man?
Nah, because
why are you trying to play me, man?
What you mean trying to play you?
I said the Giants gonna win and the Jets was gonna lose.
Yeah, but the Jets won though.
I know that. I'm just saying.
Okay, you picked the Giants. I don't know how you picked that.
And they're gonna win one eventually.
Yeah, but I guess nobody would predict it was gonna be the Saints.
This guy did.
I think you went on to that just to get in the standings.
Come on, man. You know me better than that. I am a guru, nigga. I'm so guru they call me Gangstar.
Hey, I was the only one to pick the Jets to win.
Whatever, nigga.
Just so you know.
Even Nick when he picked the Jets.
Yeah, and I was the only one to. I should have bet money on that because I probably would have been on one winning. But no, Jets get a win, man. I mean, you see, no Julio Jones, no AJ Brown, so it's pretty much the Derrick Henry or bust show. And then, I mean, you pretty much as a defense, and I think the Jets defense is still, damn good. I don't think they're top tier, but I think they're still capable enough to keep you in the game.
Right.
And, they did exactly that. Zach Wilson didn't actually look too bad. Was able to cut down on the interceptions.
Right.
And made some few off script throws, as in the one to Corey Davis. He kind of broke containment. He just kind of told him just keep going.
Right.
And he
hurled it on down there.
Yeah, he flucked it. Hey, he made a couple few throws. I'm like,
Don't get used to it.
I'm like, I mean, to be fair, I think him and Trevor Lawrence are going to have those ups and down games all season long.
Oh yeah.
And even Trevor Lawrence played a little bit better against Cincinnati on Thursday.
Right, I'm about to say, oh come on, man! I got Cincinnati in this game, don't not win.
like don't do it now,
don't
man.
Do it now.
Yeah, don't mess up my standings, man. I need to get these wins. So I think you're gonna get those situations where I'm not saying I don't know I think I'm saying, but is Zach Wilson probably going to have a multiple interception game again sometime this year?
Most definitely.
Yeah, yeah, more than
Right.
likely. But
It's bound to happen.
it's bound to happen. But I'm willing to bet that at the end of the season he'll have more touchdowns than more interceptions. And it is what it is. It's a rookie, and not only just as a rookie, you don't have no other quarterback option to go to. This is the year of growing pains. It's just going to be that way. So you got to take with the bad with the good.
Yep.
And that's just what it is because your team has so many other problems.
So many.
That needs to get fixed. So, but
go Giants.
Hey, Giants, man. Hey, they was able to pull it out somehow. I mean, no other way to say it. But look, I'll say this: New Orleans didn't really look particularly so damn well as neither. They're 2-2. But they're starting to make me look like a genius, man. I know it might be a little bit too early.
Here we go.
No, but I'm just saying. I said that they won't make the playoffs. And look, this is what the fourth game in a row. I think fourth game in a row that Jameis,
Jameis is famous.
Well, he didn't have it. He didn't have any interceptions, but 17 for 23 is actually pretty good. 226, but I don't understand why they went away from Alvin Kamara. He was cooking 26 carries, 120 yards. And then all of a sudden, Taysom Hill has 2 touchdowns.
Right.
Them little cheap little red zone touchdowns. I don't get how these guys in the league. I really don't. I'm sorry. I am not a Taysom Hill fan.
Taysom Hill is an accessory.
You wore the Swiss Army knife?
Yes, and he's an accessory, like
bump on that.
He like a like what's that thing they call the air freshener in your car? You know what I'm saying? Accessory. No, you're not gonna, see him. You're not gonna go to the dealership and say I need that air freshener. But eventually you're gonna hang one in your car.
Yeah, you want to smell good.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Taysom Hill is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't gonna go to the draft and pick and say I need me another player like Taysom Hill. But eventually you get him on the team, run a few plays, hang him by the window.
I'm an 0-3 team who's struggling like hell, and it to me it shows that a team that is winless and struggling can beat a team who, in my opinion, is at this point looking real mediocre. I'm not. I'll say it again. Saints will not make the playoffs. I mean, just look at the division right now. Tampa is a better team. I think Carolina is a better team. Carolina already beat them.
Right.
And then you go off into the NFC. All 4 teams in the NFC West can beat the Saints. So that's 6 teams already. Nah, Atlanta and don't do that. So that's 6 teams. Green Bay can beat them. Hell, I mean the record may not show, but I think Minnesota could probably get them.
Okay.
So that's 8 teams, and you only get in 7 in the conference.
That's true.
Saints not making the playoffs. I'm saying.
So you sticking with that?
I'm sticking with it. Look at the numbers, man. And there's I just railed off 8 teams that I think could beat the Saints in the NFC right now. And yeah, there's I'm even to this point where say you put the Saints against the Lions right now, it's toss up. It's a coin flip. And I said it. I don't care that the Lions are 0-4. Hey, that team don't lay down. It's not like the Bears blew them out the water. You know what I'm saying? And damn, how we everybody ride with the Lions to beat the Bears, and then all of a sudden, the
Bears win.
The Lions do what Lions do.
Right.
How y'all gonna do what y'all do when we finally everybody picked them? I think everybody picked them over here, and then when I was on Man Down, I think everybody picked Detroit too. So it's like, yeah, everybody picked them. Everybody except Nicky Jr. So he was like, "Nah, I ain't falling for it.
You gonna get me?
Nah, ain't gonna get me." So look, New York fans of the Jets and Giants, both of you teams finally get a win. You still 1-3. Still got some issues to address.
On their way up.
Oh yeah. And unfortunately for the NFC least, the way that the Cowboys are playing right now, Washington, Philly, and the Giants, you really have to hope for a collapse,
right?
And and you got to catch fire. And that's the only way I think you can even make it to the playoffs this year. It's not like you can get in with an 8-8 record this year. I just don't think that's happening this year. Or 8-9 or 9-7.
Right, you get so used to it. About the new,
I know. 9-8.
The one extra game.
Yeah, that one extra game. Throw it nigga all, bro. Throw it me all. Yeah, because looking at
so they gonna go 20 for 10. Wait a minute, bro. They only play 17.
Yeah, but you can't be the first one. Oh damn.
You don't like the Lions either?
I guess God said he don't like the Lions either.
Well, I saw this meme that says, and some of these people ain't gonna know who it is from Detroit, where it says, until the Lions apologize to Barry Sanders, Carol Johnson, Andre Ware, the Chamber Brothers, and they YBI Pony Down, they won't win another game.
Oh wow.
I was like, wow.
Had a whole list.
Like some of them people, local people know who they are, but
need some apologies.
Yeah, it's like we need some. Do you apologize to them? You gonna win a game? I was like, dang.
Who's the lone winless team? The Jaguars. Yeah, the Jaguars are the lone winless team. Detroit.
Jaguars and Lions.
Yeah. So Jaguars and Lions are the only teams still needing a victory.
Yeah, Jaguars probably get one for the Lions win.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
Man, they just.
I wouldn't go that far, dog. I mean, I think the Lions still been playing with some pride, man, and some, some at least some showing that they want to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll definitely get there before Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is a hot mess. And then your boy Urban Meyer. Oh, I gotta.
Did he have a heart attack?
Oh, we gotta talk about this.
Mm-mm-mm.
So the pictures that showed up, he had a little tenderoni in his lap.
Mm-mm-mm.
And it wasn't why.
Urban say, shoot, I heard things in Jacksonville. They got it going on down here.
Because it was from when he was back in Ohio when they went to play the Bengals, and I guess he stuck around a little bit.
Right.
Got spotted at a bar, and then now he coming out today saying it was just stupid, and he apologizing to the Jaguars and his family for the viral video that showed a woman dancing close to his lap. And
I mean, okay.
What you apologizing for?
Right. I mean, like you was like,
nah, bro.
Huh?
What you apologizing for?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have said nothing.
I wouldn't say the damn thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
let me say this. If I'm at a strip club and I get a lap dance, what do I do with that?
I'm at the strip club. I'm
supposed
to get a lap dance.
I'm supposed to get a lap dance. So I was left at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because if you don't say nothing, in that instance, when you say something, that brings out more like, why you apologizing?
More attention.
So you at a party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's at a bar.
Well, hold on. Most people who ever been to like black parties,
I know.
How we dance?
Up close.
We freaking.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, you go home, they go home. Ain't no thing. That's what we do.
Yeah. It's just dancing. And if you go beyond the party,
you know what I'm saying? You all up on her clothes or something. That's a whole different thing.
That's a different
scenario. That's a whole different thing. But so like if she dancing close and you up on her, it's all right, we just do what we do. We going to the crib. So I'll just left at that.
You apologizing. You must have did something.
Just did something.
You must.
Oh, my bad.
He's like, I need to get out front
Right.
this one because he didn't want
I wouldn't have
wifey
said-
turning to investigate.
I wouldn't have said
I
nothing.
wouldn't have said a damn thing.
Wouldn't said
And then
nothing.
if wifey was like, she just dancing.
Right.
It wasn't nothing. I was at a bar. People dance at bars.
Right. I was at the
The
bar,
music
they
get the flowing,
dancing,
the liquor
they
flowing.
going, you know what I'm saying?
You know, people dance.
Right.
And if it gets to a point where you feel it's inappropriate, you know when to stop that
So
shit.
let me chill.
Yeah, let me chill.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get out of sight of cameras.
But I think it's going to get blown a little bit out of proportion because look at the situation. It's Urban Meyer.
He known for lying.
That and you know he hasn't been making the most wise decision since he's been with the Jaguars. Your team stinks. You're 0-4. And I don't see you guys getting close to a victory no time soon. You know, you got the number 1 overall draft pick, and he looks nothing like, you know, what people are projecting. I mean,
not even close.
The man has already lost 4 games in his NFL career than he has more than his college and high school career, which is understandable. I mean, you know, there's 2 different tiers of competition in athleticism and skill. That makes sense, but you know, this ain't Clemson no more. You know, and you know, with Urban Meyer with the quote, "Oh, I'm playing Alabama every week." Yes, this is the NFL, sir.
Right.
I mean, this is, you know, the cream of the crop, top of the top.
Top of the top.
You out the you know, you in the Mount Everest of football. So it's like you are, you know, this ain't Ohio State, bro. This ain't it.
Man, I'll tell you something. During the season though, you know, you play the game, get on plane, you going back home. Now off season, you know, you do what you do. You gotta stay, especially if you have the team that you have.
Because now it's about to be another distraction.
Right. It just becomes more and more a distraction. You can't go back home or go back to your home state without having to say, "Oh, shoot, it's home state. We got to go ahead and hang out." Bro, you just lost. You know what I'm saying? You need to get on back and fix the issues.
Nah, he got a little shorty twerking.
You know, he got twerking, lap dancing.
I'm kidding. He went twerk like that. But still, I mean, you can easily say that the optics look terrible. You can easily say that. I get it. I mean, to me, is it a whole bunch of nothing? Probably is. But the fact that you apologize,
like, what we doing here?
What we doing? Yeah, what are we doing here? What you need to say sorry for to your family?
I'm sorry I got caught. That's what that is. Sorry I got caught. For real.
Bro, that is like bingo. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, you only apologizing because your ass got caught. Because what the hell is you apologizing for? Because that's what I'm saying. Those optics can make a person, especially your wife, when you know she ain't there,
right?
And you just living it up back in Ohio like you probably used to do.
Right.
Got caught.
Got caught.
My thing is, where was his awareness at?
You happy?
You know.
I mean, let's go, like you said before, go back to his decision making.
You know who you are.
It go back to his decision making.
Did you really think nobody was gonna take a quick flick? Nobody wasn't gonna make no kind of videos?
Right.
All it took was just one moment for something to look a certain way. Look at Urban. Look at Urban.
Right.
He over there getting a little funky. That ain't his wife. Oh, I'm definitely posting this one. Oh, bro, it's people out there that do this shit. They gonna when it's 2021 when literally everything is instant to go on social media. So
you walk around with a computer in your pocket.
Computer in your pocket. And all it took was just that 1 second, like, oh, their optics look bad.
Right.
that ain't his wife, and I know because they used to be out here. That ain't his wife.
That ain't his wife. I know. I used to hit that.
I don't know what you talking about. But somebody was like, "Oh yeah, that ain't wifey." Mm-hmm. and there you go. Now you got a story, and now your ass is over here apologizing. Because my thing is, if nothing happened, what you apologizing for?
My thing is, you doing too much apologizing, not enough winning.
Or that too.
You know what I'm saying? Time I look at you, apologize for something. Where them W's at? W's allow you not to have to apologize.
Oh, if he was winning,
I had to be like,
they probably would.
Like, Urban, we saw you in a club, you know, twerking, getting a lap dance, this and that. I won yesterday.
You know, I take this.
Urban, we saw such and such. Look at the record.
Hey, I take this back. They got Titans in Jacksonville next week. They might be able to get that one.
Jacksonville?
Yeah. Because the way that Tennessee's defense been playing, and the way that if the Jets was get their first win, watch
Jacksonville gonna lose. I don't have confidence in Urban Meyer's coaching.
I don't either, but damn, man, Tennessee's defense gives you confidence. I'm sorry, Tennessee's defense gives me confidence. That they might be able to
Trevor Lawrence gonna throw 3 picks. You're like, is that Tebow trotting off on the field?
He back?
He back?
Well, they better get it, because after that they get the Dolphins, who has a good defense. The Seahawks don't necessarily have a good defense, but they still got Bobby Wagner. And you still got Russell Wilson. They got the Bills after that. The Bills look hot. Colts, they just got their first win. So that's a toss-up. Then you got 49ers, Rams in there. So they might walk around like 3-4 wins possibly by the end of this season. But it's not going to be enough to calm off some noise if you over there in the club. You over there in the bar, Urban Meyer.
Getting in.
Yeah. I apologize. Oh, so you probably one of them bathroom freakers.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Had up in a stall. Had a bent over the toilet.
Let's be discreet.
Right. Hold on to that handle. You probably had his boy in there too. What's my man's name? That he hired, had to fire real quick.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he probably had him at the party.
Oh boy, that was Ohio State. That had this little issue.
Yeah, he in there calling everybody niggas.
Hey, look, and then he had the old boy in Ohio State that had his issues.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Was he there when Reese Crack was there? No, that was
no.
Tressel.
Look, birds and feather flock together.
Right.
If he's hiring these questionable people, Urban Meyer's a questionable person.
That's what I say, man. I mean, once it's like, okay, you made a mistake. After a while, you start to show a pattern. It's like, okay, bro, you kind of questionable yourself. And he looked like he got the dang on hood in the closet.
Man, it's funny you said that, because
he got that look.
No, I'm saying because you said that numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he got, I think one of the shows when he actually got the position, he was like, I don't know, bro. He was like, he be having some questionable people around this program.
Urban Meyer looked like he just pulled the hood out the cleaners. Like, dust this bad boy off.
Oh, this seemed nice and pressed.
Got heavy starch on this room. Trying to go lynch me some niggas. I gotta let off some steam.
Chill, bro.
All these losses, I gotta let off some steam. Yo, Clarence, get that rope.
Yo, chill. Oh God. I mean, he is in Florida.
He got that look.
He is in Florida now.
Right.
He can easily meet him with some good old boy down there in the swamp area. And hey, you never know.
Do his thing.
Hey, you never know. But look, he got to fix those optics, man. You can't be losing and have optics like that.
Right, man.
You just
losing like that, you gotta be straight and narrow.
Man, you better
narrow.
Be angel,
top
bro.
Button to the top. Pocket protector. Oh, you gotta be straight and narrow. You ain't got no wins. You got straight and narrow, bro.
You walk out the house with a rubber on.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Just in case.
just in case.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
Everything's protected.
I had every nationality surrounded by me. Diversity, nigga, diversity. You know what I'm saying? How can we be racist? Look at all this diversity over here. Everything will be covered. Everything.
We NATO, bro.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
We NATO
We
over
NATO
here,
over here,
dog.
bro.
We got everybody.
Look at everybody. Look at Water boy from Barbados, man.
I got the Cambodian sit back
You know what I'm
there.
saying?
She got the Cambodian titty
You know what I'm
milk.
saying? Got it going on, nigga. Talk about oat milk, nigga.
I got my shorties over there speaking Swahili.
Right, yes. Yeah, bro. Got you. So what? Hold on, the place coming in Swahili.
I got my homies over there speaking Mandarin
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Cantonese over there. Got a couple of my Russian guys over
Over
there.
there.
They brought some of that good
Right.
vodka.
Got my niggas on the sideline. Okay, we good. We covered, bro. We covered. You are not gonna get us on nothing.
Yo, Keto Taco Bell.
Right,
I
you know
got
what
my
I'm
homies
saying?
from down south.
Right.
Outside of the border over
Got my
there.
Mexican fans over here. We got
Everybody.
everybody
We got
covered.
full representation.
You know what I'm saying? We are diverse. You know what I'm saying?
I'm at the trade for old boy from the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
I'm get Carl Nassib over
Right, you know what
here.
I'm saying?
Yeah, we better make that trade, dog.
Manti Te'o.
Bro, you
Yeah, look. Everybody, bro.
Everybody.
We got LGBTQY and S in here.
Man, we got the plus sign and
Everything, bro. You got everything covered. You can't get us. That's how you supposed to be, bro. For real. You can't get us on nothing. Now, once we start winning, we clean the house. Some of y'all niggas gonna have to go.
I gotta get the fuck out.
So I don't understand what you saying, nigga. You got to go. We winning now. Bye.
You can go now.
Yeah, you can go now.
You can go now.
Yeah. Take your rights with you, nigga.
Oh, we cut.
Nah, but for real though, man, you have to.
Hey,
Let's say this disclaimer. These are just jokes.
just jokes, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Now we do just jokes. Now how y'all do? Oh, they were being racist.
Nah, don't be trying to cancel us.
Don't be trying to cancel. We just joking. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, my next door neighbor is Chinese.
Wow, that did not make it any better. that did not
Archie Burke over here.
that didn't make it any better.
Nah, but for real though, that's how you have to be. That's how you have to be until you start winning,
You
man.
gotta hold yourself a certain different type of way.
Once you come into the league and you already have these allegations following you, these bad decisions following you.
Yes.
After that, you say, okay, let's straighten and narrow, make sure we ain't doing nothing wrong until we start putting some wins together.
At that point, you need to be so conscious of how
Everything,
everything
man.
looks.
You gotta be, man, because everything you do now is under a microscope.
Yeah.
Everything.
Every
and then you already have not only questionable decision, but every time new coaching job come up, they look at it. Are we going there?
Yeah.
Is we about to leave? You know what I'm saying? They're still kind of connecting to USC.
Bro, here's my thing. If your name keeps coming up, then there might be something to it.
Hey man, where that smoke, that's fire.
Hey.
For real. They probably called you up. It's like, look, I'll think about it.
Look, you either get smothers out or it goes.
Right. There you go.
It's one or the other.
Mm-hmm. For real. You're right, though.
You either gonna snuff it out,
right,
or that motherfucker's gonna keep
backdraft.
leaning around and then all of a sudden just woof. So look, if he ain't put it to bed, then there might be something.
He said some statement, but it was very weak.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what he said, but shoot, he said that before.
Yeah.
How many times he said, I ain't going nowhere. Next thing you know it,
he
in a different color polo.
It's crazy. And that was another thing that you brought up when he got hired. What's his commitment like?
Right.
Like I understand, like Bowling Green, he started.
The Bowling Green thing was understandable.
What I'm saying, he started getting success, and then all of a sudden he's off to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he starts getting success, then he's off to Florida.
Right.
And he starts getting success, and then when things change, he's off to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Starts getting success, things change. Now he's sat down, went on TV for a year. I got bored. Now he's in the NFL.
Right.
So it's like, all right, where's your commitment at?
And I think too, he won't last long for two. I mean, shoot, he don't win, he don't last long for one reason. Two, it's not
Well, he definitely ain't winning this year.
he's in uncharted territory. The thing about everywhere he went, he had to win a program. He turned into a winning program.
Because he was able to be to mold it, because when you're in college ball, you're responsible for the talent that you put on the team.
Right.
And NFL, you got a GM that gets paid millions of bucks to say, all right, this is what I'm gonna get, make it work.
Yeah.
Or if we're working together, hey, who do you want? Here's a big pool of who you want, because of cap and draft position or whatever, or trades, we might be able or we might not. So let me know.
And you can't threaten to take away their scholarship.
No. These cats making more money than you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
some of them are. Right. Some of them are.
So you gotta look at it's a lot of different things that are different. So it'll take a little bit longer to build a program, a winning program, a successful program, where in college it's a little easier. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier.
I'm gonna say this, and let me know if you agree with it or not. In the NCAA, it's about how can you mold it into something that you want, and you're able to be more hands on. In the NFL, it's how do you get players to buy in,
right?
And especially when it deals with culture, locker room culture, things like that. And then you got these little things, tidbits that keep popping up.
Right.
To me, that does no justice to build your culture.
Right. It becomes more distraction.
It becomes more of a distraction. And if you're having, these little gray areas in building your culture, and that's a big piece to get the players to buy in.
Right.
It's making it harder for those players to buy in.
Right.
And then if the players don't buy in, they damn sure ain't gonna play for you. They're not gonna risk they're not gonna risk they self on a field that you can get hurt in an instant for you.
Right.
So he's not doing himself any justice when you keep having these little instances popping up every couple of weeks. Whether there's getting caught and now you apologizing, or you got your PR team going immediately right behind you to try to clear up your comments. Questionable choice of hiring a strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
So it's like it's just another
dancing
layer.
With strippers at the bar.
It's another layer. It's another layer of just grade questionable shit. And you like, man, as a player, you like, man, this what's over this guy?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to win ball games, and why I got to do all this other shit?
Right.
So I mean, hey, he's definitely not winning this year. But if he repeats it next year, I think that's it.
That's it.
I will pull the plug if he repeats this year's performance next year. I think it's
a done deal.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
Because
he go 0-17.
Oh no, you gotta go, bro.
Is that a failed experiment?
Failed experiment? No, you fired. You gotta go. I just had the #1 overall pick in Trevor Lawrence, who's been touted as the next great hype at quarterback.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you waste that talent over some silly shit.
Here's what I think.
Gotta go. Gotta go right now.
I think when you dealing with NFL coaching and you looking at now, records play a part, but records not everything.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, I'm looking at if you play, say a lot of games you play and you lose by 3, you lose by a point, and it's just like a play here, one play here. Okay, I may give you a second year, but if I go back and evaluate your games, and some of the games are lost by clock management, some of the games are lost by poor personnel changes, some of the games are lost by poor scheming. Then it's like, okay, you don't have what it takes. I won't give you another year because I can see the proof is in the pudding. you can't make this work. So you gotta look at it in its totality. You can't just look at the record by itself.
No, but I mean,
I
uh,
mean,
Thursday night's game is the only game that they lost by one possession.
right,
They had a chance to win that one.
right,
All them other games, smacked, and smacked.
yeah,
So I mean, if he's gotten more smacked losses on there than one possession game, then no, I don't know, player. They ain't like you losing by one possession a lot.
right,
You getting smacked 3-1 right now.
right.
3 smack losses to 1. Respectable loss.
Right,
So
right.
it ain't in your favor, player.
I
Uh,
agree.
I think so. Honestly, I'm willing to say that he should be on the hot seat after this.
I agree.
I think Matt Nagy is definitely on the hot seat. We already
And
talked
Nagy
about
hot
that.
seat. Nagy is gone
I mean,
unless they play Detroit for the rest of the year.
yeah, but here's my thing: it's not like they was blowing Detroit out that game.
I mean, really, Montgomery.
Yeah, they was able to run the ball on Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Detroit was able to slow down the running game and had a couple of bounces, a couple of plays go their way,
Mm-hmm.
that might be a different game.
Right.
Yeah, because Justin Fields didn't light it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He did all right. I thought he did okay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sit here and say that.
Then Detroit lost 2 of their pass rushes.
Yeah. Yes.
They lost a team
to Achilles.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Romeo. They lost 2 people.
Yeah. So I mean, you lose 2 pass rushers,
mm-hmm.
and you're facing a mobile quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that could like I said, a couple of breaks that went Detroit's way. Maybe a couple of injuries that don't happen on the pass rush side. That's a different, probably might be a different outcome. And then I might have been right about Detroit winning that one.
We ain't gonna go down that road.
No, we ain't gonna go down that road. But Washington football team gets back into the winning ways. Tyler Heineke actually didn't have too bad of a game. Of course, they were playing Atlanta. But that came down to the final possession that game as well. So Washington is now 2-2. They were able to beat the Falcons 34-30. Matt Ryan had a hell of a game. They just couldn't stop Cordell Patterson for some reason. It's crazy. Cordell Patterson is damn near Mr. Utility for the Falcons, and he's actually killing it for people in fantasy. But Tyler Heineke actually didn't have a bad game. 23 of 33, 293 TDs, no interceptions, and 1 sack. But that sack went for pretty much at the line of scrimmage. So it goes down in the sack, but not a lost yardage on there. And my only issue is with Washington, man, is they're a game behind Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And that we're still waiting for that front four of Washington to set the tone for their defense, and it just hasn't happened yet. I thought it was going to be yesterday,
right?
Because I predicted that the way that Atlanta has been so much trouble protecting Matt Ryan, I thought they was going to get at least 7 sacks yesterday. They got 1. So yeah, I look silly on that one, but they still got the win, so I don't look too much silly. But Cordell Patterson, like I said, went off. Still waiting for Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley to kind of go off. It just hadn't happened yet. But, Washington gets back into it. They got to figure out that defense, man. They got to.
That's what they heart and soul. They bread and butter.
Yeah, that's supposed to be their heart and soul. But they got to figure that out as soon as they can. Kansas City Chiefs go into Philly and get a much-needed victory. Patrick Mahomes throws 5 touchdowns. So hey, I told y'all, relax. Relax. He went 24-30. So very accurate. He did only have 1 mistake that cost him an interception, but 6 incompletions. So I would take 6 incompletions with 5 touchdowns any day. Any day.
Any day.
Any day. Where I have just as much touchdowns as I do incompletions. Any day. Tyreek went off. And then look, I actually believe it. Yeah, I see. Credit to Mel Wall on the Meltdown podcast. He's actually said something that most Chiefs fans believe should happen. More balanced offense. Would you believe me if I told you that the Chiefs ran for 200 yards yesterday as a team? Would you believe me?
Really?
200 yards as a team.
Wow.
32 attempts, 200 yards on the ground as a team, and a touchdown. I would have never, ever, ever, ever in my wildest dreams that they ran for 200 yards as a team yesterday.
They
And
look,
look,
they look good.
this is what you get when you get more balanced and you don't sit there and try to have Mahomes just do it all.
Mm-hmm.
And more, I mean, literally, I I would have never, ever, ever, ever guessed that ever in my life. So you talking about 200 yards rushing, 271 yards passing, and doesn't get any more balance than that. That's balanced offense at its finest. You win time of possession, um, cut the turnovers down, and you come out with a 12-point victory. Defense still has to do something, but the defense was able to get a couple opportune stops, get enough pressure on Jalen Hurts, and held on enough. They held on enough. That's all I can ask of that team as a fan of them. Of course, Jalen Hurts goes off for 387 yards, two TDs. So he got his yardage a little bit inaccurate, 32 and 48. But hey, he made the plays when they needed to be made. Hit that connection him and Devontae Smith got is gonna be nice. Devontae Smith goes 7 catches, 122 yards, and that was a 10 target. So they got a nice little connection for sure going on right there. Um, Here's my thing with the Chiefs going into next week, Sunday Night Football. You get a hot team like Buffalo coming in, and Buffalo's been playing good defense all 4 games so far.
That's right.
And it took Buffalo's offense about 3 games because I think the third game they had against Washington where they exploded. They exploded again against the Texans yesterday. So
Mm-hmm.
now that offense is coming around, the defense is playing damn good. They got a smoking hot team coming into Arrowhead.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good game.
Oh, that's gonna be a great game.
It's gonna be a good game. The next game of the century. Every time a game come on, it's a game of the century.
Hey, but I say this: that defense, they got their work cut out because Buffalo, man, whew, if you take away that game against Pittsburgh, it's to that point where I forgot that was a bad loss of how good they look now.
Right.
And that's saying a lot, seeing how the way Pittsburgh's been playing. So Chiefs better figure that defensive part out. Because Mahomes is gonna have to put up like 40, 45, 50 points. Because right now, on Buffalo, 43 points that they put up against Washington football team last week. They put up 40 yesterday against Houston. So, 83 points in the last 2 games. They did score 35 against the Dolphins too. So, uh, bro, Hatcher gonna have to, not wants to. He's have to. He's gonna have to put up 45, 50 points. I think that's gonna be a shootout next week.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a shootout. It's definitely gonna be a shootout next week. Um, a team that I picked because I wanted to get back in the standings, but damn it, I should have went more with realistic shit. And them Denver Broncos, man, came back down to earth yesterday, bro.
Yeah, where Miguel at?
Losing 23-7. But here's the biggest controversy. Baltimore Ravens get an interception, 3 seconds left. And then the Ravens have a chance to keep a a team a record of consecutive 100-yard rushing yards as a team to get to 43 consecutive games. And so they get the interception, 3 seconds left. They're up 23-7, and they decide to run for 5 yards to get the minimum of 3 yards needed to get the consecutive games of running for 100 yards as a team. So I was watching some shows, and some players like, oh, that's bush league, that's horse crap.
Why?
When did football turn into these unwritten rules like baseball?
I think. I mean, here's my thing. It'd be different. You needed 20 yards. You know what I'm saying? Just
3.
like, come on, you need 3 yards. Go and get the 3 yards. I don't see the big deal.
Man, there's players making a fuss about it. Matter of fact, Fangio has said something. Oh, that's bush league, that's horse shit, blah blah blah.
Yeah, they need something to say. That's all it is. He just needs something to say because you don't need 2 or 3 yards. Go and get the yards. What's the big deal?
Because it was 3 seconds left and the game was in hand.
And
hey, you play to the clock hit zeros, man.
And then they're the same people who would take stats and use to prove how a team is better or a team is worse. You know what I'm saying? Because now these teams trying to get the stats, which is like a couple of yards, you want to complain.
Now it's an issue.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a couple of yards.
So which way you want it?
All right. You know what I'm saying? Now they needed 15 yards, 30 yards, or a pass or something like that. That's a different thing. Because now you just, you hamming it up. But a couple yards, boom, all right, it's going on about my business.
And here's my thing. It's not like he dropped back to throw a bomb.
Right. That's a whole different thing.
It's not like they trying to, do something crazy. It's rushing for 3 yards. I'm trying to figure out why some players and some media people are harping on this issue like it really matters. But here's my thing. From youth sports all the way up to college and the pros, play through the whistle. Play to the clock hit zeros. So they did that. Now it's an issue.
Right.
What is it? Oh, well, you're supposed to take a knee. Says who?
Right. Who said that?
So now we doing unwritten rules like baseball?
Right. So
just let me know.
So what about faking the spike?
They do it all the time.
I'm saying, but what's the difference between that? Anything else?
You're supposed to spike.
You're supposed to spike. Yeah, you can't fake the spike.
And that's how Dan Marino got the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're supposed to spike in this situation.
Right.
Fake it, touchdown.
Right.
No, I ain't supposed to do nothing. I'm supposed to win.
It's plain and simple. And you play against me, I'm taking your throat out
until the clock hits
zero. Then we can go kick it.
Yeah, because it's just a game.
It's just a game. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, that's what I get paid millions of dollars for.
Right. And I'm gonna be that type of person.
I will be that type of coach. I don't care if I rub you the wrong way.
Right.
I get paid to coach my team till the clock hits zeros, whether the game's in doubt or not.
Right.
If you don't like it, stop me.
That's it.
You don't like it, play better defense.
Right. If you don't like it, you should have more than 7.
Bingo.
They wouldn't be in that situation.
So that 3-0 looks real flukish, like a motherfucker right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the people you beat is 0-9 at that point in time.
It's crazy, man. Tell them to get on with that. You miss me with that. That's crazy. I can't stand a bunch of whining.
So now Teddy Bridgewater probably might not play next week. Got a concussion. It goes back to Drew Lock, and they in Pittsburgh. So now you get 3-1 Denver, taking 1-3 Pittsburgh. And I still like Denver in that matchup.
I do too.
But man, Pittsburgh. What are y'all waiting on?
Pull
the damn trigger on the QB ASAP.
Right.
ASAP. What are you waiting on? Are y'all waiting to be eliminated from playoff contention? Because the way y'all going, you'll be there sooner than later.
Right.
You'll be eliminated from the playoffs soon enough.
Yeah, I need to go ahead and
the way they doing it.
Pull him, see what you got in Haskins.
Do it, because look at that division. Cleveland, 3-1.
Changing the guard.
Baltimore, 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati,
3-1.
3-1. You ain't got time to wait.
Pittsburgh, not 3-1.
1-3.
Reverse.
You ain't got time to wait.
Right.
I'm sorry, you already behind the 8 ball. That's a lot to ask for a team to climb up out the gutter and pass 3 good teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to ask for.
Whole lot.
And you already lost to Cincinnati. That's already a division loss.
Right.
You keep this up, you definitely gonna lose to Baltimore. You definitely gonna lose to Cleveland. Pittsburgh in a world of hurt. They in a world of trouble.
That's why they need to go ahead and put
pull
Haskins
the
in.
trigger.
Yeah, man. It's like, hey, look, man, you go to what's it called? Shady Rest at Home. And we about to put this young buck in here. You know what I'm saying? We about to put this young buck in here, bro. You showed us that you done.
It is what it is. I
That's why I'm a firm believer.
The ceiling's already here.
Go out on top.
The ceiling's already here.
Yeah. And he's not going any further.
The ceiling is already here.
Go out on top.
There's no more room from the floor to the ceiling.
You know when your skills are declining. You know.
You can see it.
I'm just saying you would as a person.
As a person? Oh yeah.
You know, so you be like, look, I'm lost my retirement.
I can't hit this throw like I used to.
You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. You gonna sit down.
I was hitting this throw 5 years ago.
Right.
Every day of my career.
Right.
I ain't hitting it as much as I used to.
Right. Can't rape them like I used to. Got the strength no more.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have to pull the trigger. Well, I said that 3 years ago.
Nah, you're right. You know
what I'm saying?
You did.
I was like, why are we waiting on Ben?
Honestly,
and even that. Why you waiting to get replacement? But if you say 3 years ago, he still can play some good football or give you some good games.
But you still could have had some.
We could argue that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's a good argument. But at the same time, 3 years is coming. The next 3 years is coming. What you gonna do when he no longer can do that?
All right, so they got Denver coming into Pittsburgh next week.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you see how this offense is playing, and they go up against a formidable defense.
Right.
I think Denver's the favorite in that. Week after that, they got Seattle coming into Pittsburgh. You could possibly, get some yardage on that defense, but eventually, I think once you get close to the red zone, they'll tighten down.
Right.
And then, of course, you got Russell Wilson. I think Seattle's favorite in that. They get the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
After that, then out the bye week, you go to Cleveland.
Oh wow!
Cleveland's definitely the favorite in that.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, you get Chicago coming in, and I think Chicago's defense is just as formidable as Denver, and up there with the other top 10 defenses.
Right.
Chicago's favorite in that. There's a chance that they 1, 2, 3. They might be 1-7 by the time they get Detroit in November.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens that way.
That's why you should go ahead and put Haskins in.
But hey, Mike Tomlin, my man, how long you gonna wait? I don't know who. If you make that call, if there's going to be some, ruffling of the feathers up top,
you just go ahead and call Mr. Rooney up. Say, look, man.
Yeah, I can't do it, bro.
You see what Ben look like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see what he look like. You got to pull
the standard's the standard.
Right.
He ain't hitting the
standard.
He ain't
hitting the standard at all. he can't even hit a pass, let alone the standard.
And then after Detroit, you get Chargers, Bengals, Ravens. Vikings are playing better. You might mess around and lose a whole grip of games this year.
Right.
The way this offense is going, because this offense is looking absolutely putrid, disgusting. And hey, if there's one team that I man, and I feel bad for Mike Tomlin because he's been a winner throughout his whole coaching career with Pittsburgh.
Right.
And I don't see it this year, big dog.
This year will definitely be a losing season.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. No playoffs. Nothing.
Well, let me ask you this. They have a terrible season this year. Do they move on from him?
From me?
Do they move on from Mike Tomlin?
Nah,
Okay,
you
I'm just
keep they probably keep Mike.
I would.
Yeah, they keep Mike. I mean, he has to have like a couple of them before you start moving on from Mike.
If they somehow, if they were to do this, I'd be like, if I was a Steelers fan, I would throw my shit in the trash. If they keep Ben and get rid of Tomlin,
Oh yeah, I'm through with
I,
them.
I would
I'll be
I
through with
would
them if I was still a fan.
I would take all my, if I was a Steelers fan, I would take all my shit, throw it in the trash, burn, because you're not serious. Can't be serious. Anyway, of course, it was a great game with the Cowboys and the Panthers. I'm gonna say this: Cowboys are a legit threat,
Mhm.
because their defense is starting to be comparable to how good their offense is. They got the offensive weapons, but on defense, they are playing good defense. That boy Trayvon Diggs at corner,
Oh, he nice.
I think got like 5 picks already,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only been 4 weeks, so he definitely got to pick a game. This dude, throw it to the other side, damn it! What else do y'all need to see? He's jumping out routes. He's jumping curl routes. He's jumping any route that's in front of him. He's reading the shit out of the quarterbacks, and he got 2 picks yesterday. A great instincts. Micah Parsons is a nut. Randy Gregory's been showing up lately, and all this is without DeMarcus Lawrence. That defense, it looks good. I mean, I'm not gonna be a hater. I don't do I don't care for the Cowboys because of their fans, but you gotta call a spade a spade.
I agree.
Offense is looking good, and the defense is playing real damn good defense and being very opportunistic. They are definitely getting a lot of turnovers, and it puts the opposing team in a bind. But I give the Panthers kudos. Only lost by 8. They didn't quit. Sam Darnold didn't actually look too bad. I mean, you take away 2 great plays from Trayvon Diggs, and he's damn near got a stellar day yesterday. Even ran 2 touchdowns in yesterday.
Right.
So I think Carolina found their quarterback. I definitely think you go ahead and make sure you sign an extension, and then you got him locked down for, because he's still only 23, 24. So um, I think you got your quarterback. Just go ahead and start building. Um, Definitely get a more pieces on your
Right.
offensive line, and your defense is there. Maybe add a couple of more defensive players just to make sure you got depth. But Carolina looks like they're in a in a good trajectory. Kudos to you, Detroit Mail, for saying that was probably one of your sleeper teams, and they started to make you look like a genius, because they did not get their dicks kicked in yesterday. I thought they hung in there pretty strong,
Oh, he look good.
and they showed that they can hang with a team of Dallas caliber. So and that was actually a good game. I definitely was tuned into that while I was watching the Chiefs and Eagles. So shout out Carolina, man. Y'all don't look too bad. Carson Wentz finally got his first victory with the Colts. They played Miami. Miami's in trouble. You're 1-3.
They're in trouble.
You go from 10 wins, just missing the playoffs last week, and then yeah, you're 1-3. I'm not sure what to really make of y'all. Y'all look pretty bad on offense, and that's with Tua. Um, I'll say this about Mac Jones: I don't have the questions about him like I do of Tua
Okay.
coming out as Alabama quarterbacks.
Okay.
Mac Jones just looked like he has it, like to be that good system quarterback that Belichick needs, and Tua is just too many question marks still.
So and that his brother that plays.
From Maryland,
Not him. But yeah, I forgot about him. He a quarterback too. God,
I know that's his brother at Maryland that plays.
dang, I was
I
watching
think
him
he had
yesterday.
another brother at Bama.
No, he plays for another team. But yeah, I think that's a brother. They was tongue by Loa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not allowed to talk about Lois, so
can't be. Right.
Very unique last name.
Right.
But let's talk about this game tonight. We got the Chargers 2-1 hosting the Las Vegas Raiders 3-0. How you think that game's gonna go down? I'm pretty sure who'd you end up picking last week for that anyway.
I mean, my gut says Raiders.
Yeah, you went Chargers.
I went Chargers.
Yeah,
My gut says Raiders, but I want to go Chargers.
my gut says Chargers, but I went Raiders because I need to get back in the stands. um, Here's the thing: if Raiders can get their running game going, they definitely put themselves in a good position to win. The Chargers' rush defense has been just as bad as Kansas City and Seattle's. Uh, so if they can get the ball running, that opens up everything for Derek Carr, of course. He's been playing damn lights out as well. So get the running game going, and then let Derek Carr eat off the play action and bootleg, and literally, to me, that's your formula that I think they should rock with. Um,
hmm
Now with the Chargers is uh they got to find a way to stay balanced.
Right.
Um, I think that's kind of what helped them last week against Kansas City. Was making sure that they were still trying to establish the run. And I mean, you got two big hogs on the outside. Mike Williams has been balling. He's 6'4", 230.
hmm
And then you got Keenan Allen, who's about 6'3", 6'4", about 220 as well. So he's not a small target. Neither one of them are, and they were mismatches for the Chiefs last week. We'll see what the Raiders defense can do with them this week. I know that the Raiders defense has been having success with making sure that they get some pass rush. So Unique Ngakwe and Max Crosby and them boys see if they can get some pressure. But I think it's going to be a hellified game, especially when you get division games like this on the bright lights in LA. I'm willing to say there's going to be more Raiders fans than Chargers. Um, and I don't know if LA's accepted the Chargers fully yet. I just don't know. But there's Raider fans throughout all of California. So matter of fact, the whole Southwest, they love some Raiders. So
Raiders.
the Raiders. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's switch gears to some more college football. Man, I gotta admit, man,
What you gotta admit?
I got to admit, at one point, I did not see the dominance of the Big Ten in the top 25. Man, y'all looking like y'all want to be the new SEC.
I want to say this. I was not surprised that Cincinnati won.
No, mm-mm. No, 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 no. Uh, I honestly think that score could have got a lot worse than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it was only 24-13, but Notre Dame was shooting themselves on the foot.
Right.
Cincinnati capitalized early. But I mean, just looking at this, just the Big Ten in general, you got Iowa at 3, Penn State at 4,
Ohio State.
Ohio State at 7,
Michigan.
Michigan at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far behind y'all. Michigan State at 11.
Right.
A little bit further down.
The only messed up thing now, they all beat up on each other.
Oh yeah.
I think the only one that don't really play, like Ohio State don't play Iowa, but Michigan play Michigan State. They gotta play Ohio State.
Yeah, and I think Penn State
play Michigan too.
But Penn State plays Iowa soon.
Okay.
I don't know when it is. But I mean, you're right. So many teams. What's that? 5 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, Iowa. 5 teams in the top 15.
Right.
It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
It does help bolster your resume if those teams are happen to still be ranked.
I think
when you beat them.
I think here's what I think they should do. If Iowa plays Penn State and it's a close game, whoever loses shouldn't drop that far.
Matter of fact, coming up this Saturday, you got Iowa, Penn State.
Right. So if it's a close game, whoever loses should not drop that far. I don't think it should make them drop far because if you got them ranked high,
Yeah, you got to rank 3 and 4.
3 and 4,
Yeah.
and if they play a close game,
Yeah, lose by like 3 points.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That shouldn't drop you all the way down.
No, it shouldn't drop you out the top 10. I should say that.
Right.
Maybe a couple of spots.
Down.
And depending on what happens to the teams behind you, of course.
Right.
No, I'm with you on that. But I mean, you look, it benefits the Big Ten to have that many teams in the top 15. Just to your credit, they are going to beat each other up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're able to, gather and collect 2-3 of those wins, probably down the stretch,
mm-hmm.
It can bolster your roster, and depending if you get into the Big Ten championship, hopefully you can win that. It makes a statement.
Yeah, but here's another thing too. Looking at the Pac-10 and ACC, it looked like the Big Ten made a mistake with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Because you, as the Big Ten,
you don't need each other.
What you need them for?
We got it right here.
You know what I'm saying? Oregon lost. There's
my God.
None of the other Pac-10 and Pac-12 teams is even worth talking about.
UCLA just got their second loss.
I
don't have that much faith in Arizona State.
Right. Then you go to the ACC. Clemson is down. Florida State is down. Miami looks horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Duke.
It's bad when Wake Forest and North Carolina State are the only ranked teams in the ACC.
Yeah.
No slight, but let's be honest.
Yeah, they not especially in football. They never really known for having ranked teams in football.
Yeah.
So my thing is, what do you need them for?
It wouldn't make no sense.
It made better sense, like I said before this happened, for you to go and be. I'm sorry, I said Big Ten play vultures.
Yeah.
Pick from the dead.
Who can I add to the conference?
Who can I add to the conference
that can bring value to either the football side or basketball side?
Right. Kansas has been nice in the basketball side.
Yeah.
And then bring in Kansas State.
For football.
Right. Bring in Kansas State, because Kansas State still has a decent football program.
And a decent basketball.
Every now and then, decent basketball, football. They have a decent program all around.
Yeah, I hear.
You know what I'm saying? So that helps add you into that part of the Midwest.
Yeah.
You go into the Northeast. Even though Oregon lost, Oregon still is a decent team. You bring Oregon in.
Nah, Oregon ain't going on.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
If you can.
Yeah.
But then you go down to Texas, you go into Dallas to get TCU.
Or somebody else.
Or go to Lubbock. You know what I'm saying? Get Texas Tech. You know, you go to places like that, you get those teams, because Texas Tech.
Open up your region of recruiting.
Texas Tech looks good in your basketball.
Yeah.
You know, and that opens up your region.
And
now
decent in football.
Now you can recruit.
I got you.
In Texas.
That region, yeah.
You know.
Get some good players.
So that's my thing. Because you need to fill the Oklahoma and the Texas void for those particular conferences. They still be in those cities, but for particular conferences, you come and, hey, look, look, we had 5 teams ranked. How many teams the SEC rank? All you hear people talking about the SEC as far as Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah. And speaking of Alabama, Georgia, is there anybody right now that can?
Georgia.
That's a lock for the national championship.
Georgia defense look.
Bruh.
Man, they're putting a whooping on Arkansas.
And Arkansas came in hot, ranked 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Feel good story. And Georgia said, "Damn y'all story, we about to beat the shit out you."
Right.
And they continue to pummel them. And I was excited to watch the game, and I turned it off.
I was like, "It's all we get." Okay.
It was over at halftime, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, it is."
Click them.
Yeah, click them. The Alabama game, taking Ole Miss.
Yeah.
1 versus 11.
I thought it was gonna be a better game.
I thought it was gonna be a better game too. I thought Lane Kiffin would it try. He kept killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Taking those. I get why he made the choices to go for it for 4th down so many times, but sometimes you gotta bro. I'm not gonna keep getting Bama in this short field,
right?
And you better have the perfect play call, and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you went for 4th down and numerous times, at least 3 or 4 times, and you just couldn't get it done. And play calls just sometimes it didn't make sense. But bro, I was like, yo, stop going for
Right, right.
Like you literally shooting your own teams in the foot. And if I'm a player, I'm like, yo, coach, come on, this don't make sense.
Right. Come on, you taking it too
bro.
far. You're taking it too far.
Give us a chance. Because you're not giving us a chance to win. Because you putting your first of all, you're putting that defense in a real fucked up predicament.
Mm-hmm.
And you asking them to stop that running game of Bama, that big hog that he got back there. Come on. You asked me to stop Derrick Henry Jr. back there.
Right, right.
Because Alabama running backs, they are not small, and they got enough speed to run you over with hella momentum,
right,
and make business decisions whether you want to tackle these guys or not. For real. I don't know, cause he might run my shoulder out.
Right. Might be done for the year.
I might be done for the year.
I'm about to fake this hamstring.
Yeah, for real.
Can't get him.
Hey, but biggest disappointment was Oregon.
Yes.
You had that game in hand. Thibodeau, the top pass rusher, gets the targeting call. You go into overtime, lose on the road where the game that you had in hand, you completely dropped the ball. To me, that automatically, I know that's your first loss, but damn it, because of the conference you're in,
mm-hmm.
if you didn't win out,
you can't afford to lose.
Can't afford to lose.
And then that goes back to this thing with the targeting.
Yes, we need to talk about it.
Was it the Georgia game? It was another game I saw when he hit my man with his shoulder, and they talk about targeting. Yeah, they took the penalty back, but even in real time, it didn't look like targeting to me.
Yeah,
and I'm saying, come on, man.
I get.
And then what do you do about the receiver that ducks?
Apparently, they're supposed to call it both ways,
but they don't.
And they don't, and that's part of the problem. Is because you're not calling it both ways because a ball carrier can still lower his head and spear to run over an opponent.
Right.
And my biggest thing is, why the disqualification?
Yeah.
Why kick a play out? Because if you look at the Oregon game, that was pretty much the momentum shift because their best pass rusher got kicked out. They had no more pass rush.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Stanford caught life, and now you didn't messed up probably the rest of your season because of a targeting call. And I'm not saying that's the reason why they lost.
Here's my thing: kicking a player out to go when it comes to excessive.
You
know what I'm saying? Because I'm a receiver. When you take a hit, you protect yourself. So I'm coming across the middle like this.
You're ducking your head.
I'm ducking my head for protecting than really to attack the defender. I'm trying to protect myself.
Because you better
you know what I'm saying? Because you're about to get hit. You bracing for impact.
Yeah.
So if I'm a defender, I'm coming in.
I gotta tackle you.
I gotta tackle you. I gotta come somewhat low.
If I don't tackle you, I get put on the sideline.
Right.
I don't get no PT.
Right.
I don't get no scholarship. I don't get no chance to go to the pros.
So it's like
I'm not putting none on the table.
All those things should be taken consideration before you say, "Hey, okay,
kick them out."
Kick them out. You say, "Okay, that didn't look like that was done intentionally." If you still want to call a target call because it's by the rule,
then just assess the 15 yards.
Right, assess 15 yards.
Keep it moving. But if you got a guy that's deliberately, you can tell a guy that's deliberately lowering his head. The crown of his helmet is in the guy's jaw.
Right.
To me, that's excessive.
Then you kick him out.
Or you got a receiver coming across the middle and you see him lowering his head.
Right.
And he takes him out. That, to me, you can deem excessive.
Right.
But because the hit, it didn't. I know he made head contact, but he's applying pressure and he's trying to stop the quarterback from throwing the ball to help his team win. It was a one possession.
It's the same thing with the roughing the passer to me.
If
I'm coming full speed after the quarterback, full speed.
Yeah.
I ain't got ABS, nigga. I'm supposed to, you know what I'm saying? For real. Come on, man. You gotta give him a couple steps. You didn't give a couple steps. I ain't seen excessive. Not excessive. Roughing the passer call. The guy coming full speed. The quarterback get rid of the ball. You can clearly see a man trying to slow up, and because he pushed him, roughing the passer. Really? Man. Come on, man. They need to get on. They need to get on with that.
There's a difference between trying to make the game safe and putting restraints on the game.
Right.
And football is such a hard thing to just throw in a box and restrain it.
Right.
I just don't get it. It's not fair to the kids to get thrown out of a game.
It's not.
I mean, they did it in the playoffs last year. A couple of Clemson guys got thrown out. I mean, you're literally talking about something that these kids have but I don't know. I guess right now until they change it, just gonna have to find a way to coach it through to get players. But yeah, targeting rule not my favorite. I don't care for it. I think they need to open the door on that and address it.
I agree,
in the
man.
off season. Because I would be hot as a player. I'm getting kicked out because I have to make a tackle.
Right. I gotta make a decision. Do I want to kick out or miss a tackle?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So do I get kicked out by trying to make the tackle, or do I not give, think and now I'm thinking of how I should tackle, and now I miss a tackle, and now my coach got me on the sideline. I'm not playing. So to me, it's a catch-22, and you putting these players in a real predicament to make that decision. But anyway, that is our show today, episode 92 in the books today.
92, y'all.
92. We up there. We getting up there in them episodes, y'all. Y'all keep showing support, showing love.
All right.
Definitely going over to the website, www.iof119.com. Drop some little coinage in the Patreon to help us offset some of these expenses to help build a media conglomerate. Cop some merch. Get you some I.O.W. sports merch, I Off the Wonder merch, and some J. Edward collection t-shirts.
All right.
Definitely go cop the app in your respective app stores, the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. But look, it's been real, man. Great show. It's your boy Walker Mars signing off. Detroit Mail signing off. We will see you on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 93.
What he said? All the above.
We will be discussing, of course, preview to week 5 of NFL, and we'll get our picks in, and then of course anything else that drops over the wire. I'm pretty sure we'll probably do a little synopsis on the wild card games taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday. But until then, y'all, it's been real. We out of here.
Peace.